Hi, everybody. Good evening. My name is Zaina. I work at Warner's, and welcome to the online virtual open viewing tonight for the property that we're selling at 27 flat 11 Westfield Road in Edinburgh. So I'm just going to give it maybe another few seconds while we just try to see if we have anybody else that's trying to book in or maybe having some difficulty connecting. To kind of explain to you what we're doing here, we have already started recording the Zoom call. What's I think really good is that we will make sure that this call is recorded, and within about 24 to 48 hours, we will have downloaded it and it will be available that we can send out for the for a link that you can then maybe if you need to refer back to notes or anything. What we'll do is we've got Rachel, who's the homeowner at the property at the moment. She'll be able to direct everybody out, give us a tour. She'll go around the property maybe 2 or 3 times. If there are any questions that you have about the property, or if you maybe do want to see additional angles or really just outside views or, kind of another, visit of the kitchen or anything like that, you can use the chat feature, which I will just send everybody a quick message to say hello. Any questions, any queries at all, do definitely feel free to reach out because that's what we're here for. So the virtual viewings usually last probably around, oh, there's another one coming in, probably around maybe 30 to kind of 40 minutes. There's no kind of official time scale on it. So we'll be on here as long as kind of we feel like people have questions. Again, we will tour inside of the property a couple of times, and then we will finish by going out into the common stair. We will try our best to go out into the rear garden and then obviously finish in the front. So if while we're walking in the common stair, there maybe is a few connection issues, just hang fire with us. And, we will, as soon as the kind of network picks back up, we'll be able to connect there. Oh, Rachel, that's all right. Well, Rachel, it's kind of coming a little bit in and out. Great. Rachel, do you want to go ahead and start? If you want to commentate it, you can, or you can be quiet. It's just really whatever you feel most comfortable with. But essentially, we all kind of know that we're in the lounge area here.
I'll just start from the hall. So this is as you come in. It's just such a lovely, bright living room. And there's this enormous space here we don't actually have any furniture for, but would suit an extra mini sofa. Just a nice little alcove there with the diminishing alcohol selection during lockdown. So there is a door here into the kitchen. There's a PowerPoint here. There's a PowerPoint here. There has been a desk here during lockdown. And into the kitchen. So this kitchen was fitted about 15 months ago. It's a Wix kitchen. It's just a standard fridge freezer. We're not leaving the fridge freezer, but we are leaving the washing machine. Yeah, it's extra tall cupboards for storage, so they're pretty good. Managed to cram everything in here. I'm a big fan of cooking, so yeah. And then you've got the sort of triangle exit right there. And we've got the hallway. So the hallway is really good for storage. So we've got one of the cupboards everyone has, the mess. So this is our recycling, our Hoover. The boiler is there. You've got the gas meter in here and the electricity meter just above. And then another cupboard here where all the shoes live. A lot of shoes. What you have up here is you have the old-fashioned water tank cupboard, I believe it is. That's actually now all empty. So you could, in theory, knock it through, because you'll see now as we go into the bathroom, the roof here, that's where the cupboard is. So this is the bathroom. Pretty standard bath set. Little ledge there for your toiletries. You've got the waste pipe there, I guess. So this is really tall in here, which is why you could get rid of this water tank bit.
So the water tank, sorry, just to confirm, the water tank is still in there, but it's just not used?
No, it's completely empty.
Perfect. Do you guys use it for storage?
No, we didn't go that far.
Yes.
This bath panel was about to get replaced by ourselves just before lockdown. So it's not being replaced there. It was mentioned in the home report. So that is the bathroom. Then we've got the bedroom here. It's a really nice big bedroom. We have said that we're happy to include these wardrobes in the sale. They're IKEA Pax wardrobes. They do take up a lot of the room. That's me. Hello. And then, so if anyone wants the wardrobes, they're all pretty well kitted out. Took us ages. But the room actually extends further back, so you should be able to see that on the floor plan, I guess. Again, lovely and bright. There's no one really overlooking.
Are you able to show us the kind of view out from the window?
Yeah, sure. So this is Wicks over here, and then Softon Park just over here, and this is Westfield Road.
And it's a shame. It was even sunnier this morning, and I was like, oh, are we even going to get some later tonight? So
when it's sunny, it is beautiful because you can actually see the hills just over there. You get a better view of that in the living room window. So yeah.
Perfect.
So the mirrored wardrobes kind of give you another interesting angle there.
So it is gas central heating and double glazing.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Great.
Suitcases just there, so it's a good storage space. I was looking over our bills, and we pay £40 a month for our energy. The heating is off from pretty much April till October. It's a really quiet building, most like just couples or one person per flat. Neighbours keep to themselves, don't really speak to them. Trying to think if there's...
So I know in the home reports, I'm just kind of picking up on a few things that were kind of mentioned there just to assist everybody in case they haven't had the chance to read it. Some of the big things, especially for picking up on a top floor flat or in a traditional tenement, would be kind of organizing communal repairs. And I noticed that you commented in the home report that obviously there had recently been really just some organized or shared cost repairs, which is the communal garden areas, maybe even like carrying out works to a tree in the garden was done this year, or is it scheduled this year?
It was done this year.
Perfect.
I'll also just show you, I'll just quickly pop out here. So
make sure you have your keys to get back.
The cupola here had repair done a couple of months ago. Again, it's quite nice for it to be so light here. I can wait until a bit later on if you want me to go downstairs.
Great. That'd be good. And has there, obviously since you've owned the property, other than the cupola there, were there any other roof repairs that have been carried out?
Not to my knowledge, no.
And then what was that something, obviously that, you know, any of the repairs such as for the communal garden or for the cupola there, was that something that you had to organize, or was it one of the other neighbors and everybody kind of got together?
It was one of the other neighbors, and he's been really great. He's been here for, I think he's been over here for 10 years or something like that. And he set up like a cooperative bank account to carefully manage the payment of repairs. He did tell me that one flat in this block is run by a housing association.
Okay.
But no, it's been pretty great. So we're gonna leave the light fittings, this one, and this one, just because the place we're moving to doesn't have tall ceilings.
Perfect. Rachel, somebody had asked if we can confirm if the shower in the bathroom, is it gas, or excuse me, does it run off the mains, or is it an electric shower that you have there?
It's an electric shower.
So
it's a pretty good shower, as showers go.
Perfect. And when you're going through, if you wouldn't mind as well, like even just trying to open the windows, even just to show the kind of tilt and turn, just in case anybody, I know that that's always something that when people are doing viewings, I'm always really cautious.
We have the blinds fitted here. I don't know if you can see this very well while I do it. But the only thing about the blinds is that it catches on the windows. So
no worries.
Honestly, this completely shuts out the noise. I don't know if you can even hear that, but when I open it, you can sort of hear it, and then it opens like this way. But just the way I've got the blinds, it's not going to let me.
No, that's fine. That's not a problem. And that's for both bedrooms?
Yeah, exactly the same for both bedrooms.
So those are just more like blackout blinds that you guys have there?
Yeah, so we're going to leave them here if you want them.
And then the same as well, if you wouldn't mind, obviously, if we're going into, we can start it in here, but even just to test the water pressure as well, like when we're doing, yes. And then
I'm not going to put the shower on. I might get a bit messy.
No worries. The boiler, do you know how old it is?
Yeah, it's not that old, because when I had the gas fire removed from the previous occupant, he told me that this was a new boiler. I got him to look at it. It certainly looked new when we got it.
So you've owned the flat for, just about 2 years. So obviously that boiler was installed then prior to you purchasing the property. Yes.
Yeah. So I've been here about 18 months, I think.
Great. And then just even so everybody knows, in terms of parking in this area, it is just on street, unrestricted parking, or do you have to have a zoned permit?
It's unrestricted, and also just while I'm near the window, you might not be able to see it from here, but beside this Wicks, to the right of that Wicks, there's a street that almost always is completely empty. So because it's less busy, I just put my car in there and walk over. And the Sainsbury's is round this corner. It's a great Sainsbury's. What can I say? Are there any requests to view different bits?
What we can do, if anybody has any questions and wants to see a different angles, I guess what we can do is even just if you stand in one corner and then we can just slowly pan. So somebody had asked in terms of down at the ground level that, is there a pub at the ground level?
It's the Murrayfield Sports Bar, just opposite.
And do you get much kind of noise at all from there or from the kind of pub?
Maybe on a Saturday.
Okay.
For match day. But honestly, we're really quite lucky on the top floor, and with these windows, you're really not affected. So you do have this really nice
kind of ceiling rose there. Great.
I don't have details about it, but it does, it looks very well kept. It looks like it was possibly restored by the previous owner.
Nice.
I don't think that's in the bedroom. I can go and check. No, there's no ceiling rose here.
The kind of coping there, the cornicing there though. Perfect. Yeah. Now I know that, so obviously there is the secure entry phone system there at the hall, and then that's just the buzzer system that gets you in to the communal stair. So on top of that, again, Rachel had already said that she's happy to kind of leave those wardrobes, or it can be included in terms of any offer negotiation. I know a few people have asked or how this process works, because obviously, what happens with viewings or, doing it virtually versus doing it in person. So obviously, because we're still in lockdown, we're not able to organize any in-person viewings, but we are still, and I know Rachel is still happy to look at offers from interested parties that would be subject to an in-person viewing. Here at Warner's, we've just today agreed our 60th offer during lockdown, and many of those have been from parties who've said, listen, I'm very interested, I've done these virtual viewings. So I know it is something that obviously Rachel has said that she's very open to considering if anybody did want to submit an offer that would be subject to an in-person viewing. And really what would happen is, some of the legal work may have already started. We're hoping maybe we get some good news next week that, we can do some further movements. But, with regards to doing any offers, as soon as it would be safe to do so, then we could organize an in-person viewing. So, that's really where we would just be saying, we're not asking you to sign on any dotted lines. You can, seek your own solicitor's advice, but, very much for the last kind of 2 or 3 months that this has kind of become what our new normal is. So, I know somebody had asked again, are the neighbors okay? I know that Rachel, I'll let you kind of answer that from there.
Yeah, like I said, like they really keeps themselves on so of the 3 other people on this floor, the guy opposite us, he's, I don't know, maybe in his 20s, like he orders a lot of Deliveroo, but that's it. That's as much as I know about him. Duncan, who organised everything, lives on this floor. He's so nice. I don't know the name of the other guy. He really keeps to himself. The people directly below us are a family. They've got a young girl. They're really lovely. They don't. We've not really spoken. They don't speak much English, but they're super sweet. There's a guy, Tony, who walks his son's dog. So we've got a dog, sort of giveaway with the dog bowl there. So we speak to him sometimes. But other than that, honestly, everyone just keeps to themselves.
Perfect. Rachel, somebody else asked about the lights above the bed in the bedroom. Will they be staying?
Mm-hmm. Oh no, they're coming with us.
Perfect. Okay. No worries. And anything that obviously that would be removed, like anything that's fitted onto the wall, would normally just again be kind of plastered over and just quickly tidied up. So it wouldn't be like you're moving into a house, anybody who's interested to buy, that has like kind of holes everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, we don't. It's been a weird time, so I never got around to hanging a lot of the artwork that I wanted to. So there's lovely big blank canvases for people to put to use.
Perfect. Another person asked, we've got the questions coming in fast now, so this is great. Another person asked in terms of factors. I can definitely confirm with Rachel that there are no factors, but what happens obviously with these traditional tenement buildings is there is a responsibility, and you do have a requirement under the terms of the deeds that when you purchase that you have an equal share of the responsibility for any communal areas. So that would be the repairs, which Rachel had earlier described, which is to the cupola, to any sort of the communal garden areas. So you do have an equal share. Would you be able to confirm, Rachel, how many flats are actually in the stair that you would have to share costs with?
There are 15. That includes some people on the ground floor that have their own main door entry.
Yes, they would still have then a duty or a right in common, obviously, to repair for the responsibility.
But in terms of actual flats here, it's 1 on the bottom and then 4 on each level, so 13 in total.
Great. And then another person had asked, obviously, about the cupola repair. Was there a warranty provided for that work?
I would have to get back to you on that one.
That's fine.
I can double check.
Perfect. Let me actually see. Is there other ones? Another person asked, yes, or just asked if the flat is on the top floor. Yes, we are on the top or 3rd floor. They wanted to know, obviously, if there's any roof or attic space that's private to your flat or that you would know of in terms of access points. Would you mind just even popping out on the communal stair again, like when you're going up towards the cupola, even just to see if we can see an attic hatch?
There is an attic catch because I know that the guys used it to access cupola, so that
Oh, I
is.
see it there. Okay. In terms of if anybody else has questions about the kind of roof space, another thing that we can do is obviously download a copy of the title sheet, and that sometimes does give a bit of explanation about the kind of right to the roof space above the property. So if anybody it is quite technical legal jargon. So I usually say to clients, you know, if you are interested, get your solicitor to get in touch. We can download a copy of the title sheet, or it is available on the Registers of Scotland website that you can download it personally from yourselves as a kind of private citizen, and there is a cost to doing that. But again, if it is something that you wanted to look further into, then you can just instruct your solicitor to get in touch with our office, and we're happy to kind of look at that further. Okay, okay, and any information about the communal garden? I am sorry, guys, I am genuinely picking up these questions as quick as I can, so keep them coming. I do get notices on them. Sorry, Rachel, somebody asked just any information about the communal garden. I know we will go look at that towards the end, but is that something that's used quite frequently, or?
I think because of lockdown, I've seen a couple of people use it, but it's not until, I mean, me myself, I hadn't used it until we got a dog a few months ago. Yeah, you can see that during lockdown, some people might have used it in the nicest possible way. The people in this building seem to be of the loner style variety.
Just quite quiet, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Another person just asked again, just about the roof, if you're aware of any, like, has there been any discussion or any organization about any other repairs to the roof that you're aware of, or is it just kind of
Not to my knowledge.
Cool. Okay. And I know a lot of times, it's not always that common, especially in the tenements buildings where there's maybe 15 to 16 flats where everybody clubs together and has more regular inspections. It's not to say it doesn't happen, but it isn't usually very common. So usually if there's any roof repairs, it would be kind of on an as and when basis when it was required. Oh, another person has asked if it's at all possible. Not a weird question, because again, this is totally different times that you guys aren't getting to see it in person. They've asked if it's at all possible, Rachel, if you can show the kitchen tap running.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And also the toilet flushing.
Yeah.
So did you do the kitchen in here, or was this already done when you moved in?
No, I did it, and I'm actually also going to show you. So I was a little hard done by when I got this place. The kitchen actually was broken. The gas didn't work. So I and the worktops were all stained, but the owner had left the country. So I ended up just ripping everything out and starting again. So yeah. It was very disappointing to move in and not have
anything working or in good condition.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a good pressure there.
This is under, so you can see here from the label on the sink there that this was, the suite isn't so old. It wasn't fitted by us, but it was by the previous person.
And then just to confirm as well, somebody had asked again, I think they joined a little bit later, that the old water tank storage. So that's why excuse me, I need to find my words. There is a dropped roof there, obviously, or drop ceiling when you're going into the bathroom. And that's where the old water tank used to be. You've confirmed, Rachel, that has definitely been removed. And so that's just available as additional storage, or if somebody wanted to lift the ceiling in the bathroom, they could.
Yeah. Yeah, it's something I started to look at, but other things took priority.
Right. Great. And maybe just another if we can go back into the bedroom and maybe just have a look in there for a minute, that would be great.
This is a standard double bed. I reckon you probably could get a slightly bigger bed. You've got room around the side, that's the dog's bed. So, and of course you've got this nice alcove bit there.
Did you replace any of the flooring, Rachel, when you came in, like the carpet or the?
No.
Okay, so that was there previously.
Yeah.
Still in good condition. Somebody has asked if it's at all possible, even just to like show like a kind of close up of like the color of the carpet or the kind of the flooring there.
Sure.
In each of the rooms.
It's the same carpet throughout.
Okay.
I'll just go to the brightest spot. So it's like a grey brown. It's pretty inoffensive. This is a grey rug for context. This is just some laminate flooring, sort of whitey grey.
And just while we're in the kitchen, I always find it's good to reconfirm. So in the sale price or whatever the final sale price would be, we've listed as the extras in the brochure that the blinds all throughout the property will be left. The oven there, the hob, the cooker hood, your washing machine just there, the freestanding washing machine, and the bedroom wardrobes would be left and included in the sale of the property. Yeah. So just so people can kind of reconfirm.
Yeah.
Do you mind if it would be at all possible, if you're okay with that, Rachel, even just to show maybe some of the cupboard space, like in the kitchen there, just to show kind of how deep it is or, you know, what's available. Great. And then you do have additional storage then at the top as well.
And then we've got, I'm not a tidy cupboard person. And then all of those.
Great.
And here as well. And then my favorite bit is this bit.
Oh, your spice rack, yeah.
Yeah, you've got to have a good spice rack. And then we have all the drawers.
And are those soft close, the kind of the soft close to them?
Yeah, they're, I don't know if you saw that sort of. Yeah. So soft close. There, soft close, no banging, just gently. You could maybe do something with this corner. These are just Metro tiles that we've used, and they go under. And then the door, just so if someone's cooking and you don't want to smell it, you can just close the door on them. It's quite nice. The vent just at the top of that door there, that was painted shut before we got here, so we left it. We painted over it.
And just to do you mind reconfirming, Rachel, if it would be okay, just even which of the light fixtures you will be leaving or which ones you would be staying?
That's staying, so that's going to be left here. This one, it was a nice bargain from made.com. That's staying. The one in the kitchen, that's staying. It's really just the bedroom lampshade will be taken. We'll leave this one. And the bathroom light is like that.
Great. I have had another request, if at all, Rachel, if that's okay, to see the, 2 second, the extractor fan in the kitchen. Do you have one in there? Or is it just,
Yep.
okay, perfect. If they can see that, or if it's at all possible, even just to turn it on real quick. Via the cooker hood, good, excellent. Great. And then there was another question. So the light's there, perfect. In this room, hold on just a second, let me find it. To see the kitchen ceiling and the lighting, if that's at all possible, just in here. So what's really good, obviously, is that you do have these high ceilings that are kind of known for the traditional tenement type. So if you wanted to even kind of build additional shelving up there, or I've seen even a couple of people actually double stack their cupboard units. Maybe they can find some that maybe they get built bespoke, that there are additional kind of storage units there. And another person asked about the bedroom TV wall fittings, if that's okay. I think it's more just going in there and just having a look at the kind of wall mounted TV there.
So
that's okay, perfect.
I was against a TV in the bedroom, but I didn't win that fight. Are there any other questions?
Yes, hold on just a second.
I'll show you a wee bit of the inside of the wardrobe.
Perfect.
So you've got a lot of the, if anyone's been to IKEA and built the PAX wardrobes before, there's a lot you can do. Please excuse the mess. So again, these are extra height. These are, I think, over 2 meters. So again, you've got noodles of space. And again, you can, if you want to see the true color of this, you can go on IKEA's website. Equally, if you don't want the wardrobes to be left, we'll have them dismantled and removed and given to charity.
Another person just asked, and I'm just going to say it out loud rather than just typing it over, because I think it would be, so the wooden panels at the window just there, those are not the working shutters, those are just more for decoration.
Yeah, there's no working shutters, it's just decoration.
Perfect. Somebody else has asked in terms of the bathroom, if there's an extractor fan in the bathroom.
There's not, no.
Okay, so it's just the fan, it's just the open the window in terms of just the ventilation.
Yeah.
Perfect, excellent. Fantastic, let me just check the time just now. I mean, unless there kind of are any other questions, or maybe just see the hall storage space, if that would be okay. Again, just your hall cupboard. Yeah.
So, I mean, I really think these must have been built for shoes, because they fit perfectly. So this is huge. Like, you could do so much with this. I wish I had shelves built in properly. That's our recycling bins and everything. But it is massive, which is great.
I think it's really good is even just on some of the kind of 1-bedroom flats, it's, you know, sometimes you even struggle to find where you're going to stick anywhere to fit your Hoover. And obviously that's then 2 really good storage cupboards. And then you've got space in both of the rooms that you could do something else with it. And I know, although your kitchen's absolutely stunning, I have seen before that some people who don't necessarily need the dining alcove there, but maybe would prefer, like if you're having to do a work from home space, have actually looked at swapping those about and sticking the kitchen to have it an open plan lounge, and then creating some sort of box room. I think your flat is way too lovely to probably alter, but there is, if anybody is ever needing in terms of, you know, it's the perfect space, but they need it to kind of grow with them in some fashion, then, you know, there are different possibilities of what you can create there.
Will we go downstairs?
One other person just asked, just regards to the kitchen flooring, if it covers the whole room under the cupboards.
Yeah.
Like okay, perfect. That's great. So you did the flooring, but
almost 4 square meters exactly.
Great.
So you can see, maybe you can't see. No, I lie. Oh, good question. I thought it did. Okay, no, it doesn't. Apologies.
I know most of the flooring is good like that. Yeah, no, you're fine.
Although, hold on, let's see if we can. Well, the washing machine definitely, it's a bit dirty down there. The washing machine is definitely sitting on this because we had to manually put that in. I'll see if I can. There you go.
Yeah, so it's there with the washing machine. Okay.
Yeah, so you can see the washing machine does sit on it. I was not aware. And then you've got this fridge freezer does sit on the flooring.
Perfect. And another person asked just in terms of if you can just show the kind of heaters just in each of the room, if that's okay, please. So we've got the wall radiator here. Great. And is there one in the kitchen at all, or is it?
No.
Perfect. Okay.
And then
actually big radiators for the rooms.
They are, yeah. We've never ever had an issue heating this place. I think we get all of downstairs heat.
Yeah. But then you would also get it from having a double glazing as well, and all the, yeah, as you said, all the heat rises up. So
yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, everybody. Let me just. Somebody had asked as well, just in terms of, I think I know the answer, but somebody had asked about, like, you know, sometimes when you move into a traditional tenement flat, you might see that there's some kind of hairline cracks, just as there is, you know, kind of settlement with the building. Are there any kind of cracks, or is that something that just because obviously you've redecorated all throughout?
This isn't a crack, but I don't know if I spilt something on it, but you can see even though we repainted it, it's still there.
Just a different color, yeah.
Yeah.
I've had
so this wall was replastered, but these walls have the this is common in tenements, I think, the sort of textured paper.
Mm-hmm.
So with that you can see slight bumps, and then here there is a crack there.
I think that's just going to be more, as you said, that lining paper is what it's called.
Yeah, it's the lining paper. Yeah. Now here is where a fire was.
Okay.
We had that taken out. It was a gas fire. There's the gas pipe was capped there, and there is, so this wall was replastered, but you have this line here. We actually only noticed that recently.
And we've had one other question just about the heating in the bathroom. Is there a towel rail or anything?
Oh, there's a radiator in the bathroom. I didn't show you that. So yeah, there's a towel rail and the radiator there. This is wallpaper lined and then painted, not by us. This is the only room we didn't paint ourselves, but it's a sort of nice blue.
I know just obviously with you were mentioning about the lining paper there, that's pretty common, obviously, just with the radiator at a wall, that some of the lining paper may just come up. It's pretty often, especially if the lining paper hasn't been put down for maybe a number of years. And so if I've ever sold a flat that I'm kind of doing snagging work for it, I normally always just get a painter decorator, and unless, you know, just for a quick and easy fix, they can come in and just kind of like paste that down on the wall. Somebody else asked, is the wall behind the bath, is it tiled? So I guess if you don't mind even just having a look, that the entire wall with the bath, is that all tiled? Yes, it is.
It's actually, so I'll just.
So we've basically got one half of the room is tiled, and then the other half is
the paint over paper.
Great. Perfect. I guess if we're ready, we can start getting organized to kind of head downstairs, if that would be okay. What I'll just say to everybody is, obviously not totally certain of what the connection will be like as we head down into the communal stair, but if you just hang fire with us, what we're going to try to do, if you don't mind going first, Rachel, is doing maybe the communal stair first, or excuse me, not the communal stair, the communal gardens, even just to kind of pop our head out. We may need to go a little bit in there just to make sure that if there is an issue with connection, that we've got that there. And then we'll head after that into the front, and we'll finish the tour there. As we said, everybody just hang in there with us as Rachel's kind of walking down through the communal stair. We may lose a little bit of the connection, or it may just go a bit patchy. But as soon as the kind of network picks back up, we'll be able to kind of connect back in. So we're first going to try to go out to the communal rear gardens just to show you where that is. And then we'll finish up there, and then we'll go out to the front on the street side just to show you everywhere there.
It's a bit of a funny shaped garden because it's actually very wide.
And do you mind going even just towards the back fence there, Rachel, and just kind of stepping all the way back? And then what we'll do is even then just turn around and do a pan to the rear there. And so you are a front facing flat, is that correct? So you're not actually rear facing into the communal garden?
No, we're front facing.
Yeah.
Is it okay to go back out the front?
Yeah, perfect. Yep. So we'll go out there, and then we'll head out to the front of the street. Oh, hold on just a second. Somebody else asked if it's at all possible just to go back there and then maybe do it a bit slower, because I think they just wanted to make sure about the drainage just on the back of the building, on the pipes there at the back. I think they're just wanting to make sure in terms of looking at the overflow and that there's not any staining there. And just as a reminder to everybody, so we will be recording the Zoom call. So if there is anything maybe that you've missed or that you want to go back in and look at and even freeze frame it, we will upload this onto our YouTube channel and then send you guys a link to it as well. So don't worry about feeling like if you maybe haven't caught anything or needing to pause it, we'll have that all available and you'll be able to just go back at any time. Somebody is asking if we can pan up to the roof, but I think we will be limited in terms because we've got the trees there, what we can see.
That's literally all I can.
Yeah. Okay. So at least we know it's leafy back here. Leafy and green. Fab. Okay, we'll start heading. Yes, they said that's great. So perfect. We'll start heading back into the front way. How do you guys do, if you don't mind if I ask, because I know for communal stairs, does everybody just kind of like sweep just in front of their own flat, or do you guys have a stair cleaner at all?
No, we don't. Oh, there's this, but I don't know who has access to that.
Okay.
No, we don't have a stair cleaner, but I cleaned the steps, and then I think I've seen other people just do their bits.
Okay. Perfect. So we're just on the road there. So we're on Westfield Road just now, and obviously, so this flat here at number 27. So we are a top floor flat here, and there's a secure entry phone buzzer system. So our flat is either flat 3F3 or it is flat 11. Excuse me, it's 3F2 or it's flat 11.
Thankfully, it's just the numbers, because The whole
rather
3F
than,
thing
yeah.
is so hard.
I know that that's really important. If anybody is getting a mortgage, those are usually questions that your lender is going to ask you. So we do have it noted on the home report, actually. It is, you know, it will say 3F2 or it'll be flat 11. So if anybody is ever asking those questions, somebody is asking, in terms of the kind of front door entry system, it is just a kind of latch at the top. So that's kind of how it would go. We're not going to show exactly how it locks, just obviously for safety and security reasons for the other residents in the stair. But again, once it is possible to do any in-person viewings, or if somebody is making an offer subject to an in-person viewing, we're happy to look at that.
Is there any other questions from?
I think, unless you guys have any, I think that should be it. So, I mean, what we can do is we will probably finish up the tour just now. So as I said, we will be downloading this and this recording. We will organize to send it out. So if anybody does have any questions about the property and does want to, you know, submit an offer or register a note of interest, you can get your solicitor to get in touch. If you don't yet have a solicitor, please do still feel free to get in touch with Warner's, and we're happy to put you in touch with one of our, you know, a recommended solicitor that we've dealt with previously, or we can kind of even organize around it. And yeah, we're kind of here to help. So hope everybody did like the flat. It's a really beautiful property. And I think it's got, you know, it's going to make somebody a really fantastic and lovely home. So again, the asking price is offers over 130, and it's a home report valuation of 135. Our EPC band is just something that I always like to kind of mention. Our EPC band is band D as in Delta, and our council tax is band B as in Bravo. So yes, excellent. Well, we will finish up here, guys. So thank you very much. And we hope to hear from you guys all soon. So I'll just end over the call there.